Well, good evening, everyone. It's President's News on the 17th of June 2020. You will probably have noticed that I'm here on Keston Common. In the background, you can probably make out the Fox pub. And as I swing round behind me, and I'm conscious everything is in mirror, you can probably make out the Greyhound pub as well. And we're here because, there's a couple of reasons why we're here, but let's start off with an early reason why we're here. This week, the Wednesday Nighters really took with gusto to the challenge of running past pubs with animals in their names. And they certainly prove that they have extensive knowledge of all the local hostelries. So it was great to see them really getting stuck into that challenge. Good evening, the immediate past president. Nice to see you on here. Good evening, Claire Ostrich and John Butler. How are you? Hopefully you're going to catch your Zoom later on. So just reviewing of who ran where. Tony Pontifex, slight Stuart's inquiry on the slug and lettuce. Not sure the slug is an animal, but we'll let the rest of the viewers make their decision on that one. Past President Anne Cillier, nice to see you tonight. Good evening. You visited your own version of the Greyhound. I know it wasn't this one, but one that's very close to your heart near your home. John Hubbard's route was more like something from the Noah's Ark. The amount of places that he took in. Steve Pearman got very creative with his puns and his plays on animal names in the pubs, which I thought was very, very creative. Bob Minting was looking for the powder monkey. Bob, it was about pubs and alcohol. I'm not sure what you were doing there, but anyway, you didn't find him anyway, but perhaps he'll be around later. This week, Adrian is looking for people to head to golf courses. He's looking for you to do a lap of a golf course on public footpaths. I think that's very challenging. But anyway, head to golf courses, stay on the public footpaths. Obviously, one out for the balls. If anyone's crying four, you know what's about to happen. And it's also been great seeing Wednesday Nighters back in the clubhouse car park. A shout out to Jane Bradshaw, who's organised those sessions for the Wednesday Nighters. Certainly people really enjoying being able to train together. I did see Jane the other evening, and she really wants to thank Andy Frankish's girls. That squad have persevered with training throughout the lockdown. Jane's been working a lot with them, but she also wants to thank parents Ollie and Paul, who've set some really creative lockdown challenges for the girls. That training should pay off as the return to competition really gathers pace. Dates have been tabled for 3 National Athletics League matches. We're hoping to host one at Norman Park. Obviously, we know about the challenges. It's unlikely to be a full programme, but we are hoping for full field events, which would be great. But I'm afraid in terms of the track, races probably above 400 metres aren't necessarily going to happen, and certainly relays, I think for obvious reasons, are going to be difficult to stage as well. The team at Norman Park have been really hard dodging the rain bursts this week, and I'm hoping I'm going to dodge one tonight. I've heard a couple of claps of rumbles of thunder this evening. So they've managed to get the spraying finished. I know they've also relayed 7 metres of the pole vault runway, so it's looking very promising for some of those matches. Those matches, as well as those YDL trophy matches, remember we're sort of thinking end July, August, and then through September. There is news. I think Paul Byfield has posted the update for everyone on England Athletics and the continued return to competition on the Facebook group. But the season is looking like it's going to be extended all the way up to Halloween, which is great because obviously we do need the competition, but obviously people work very hard with your coaches. Be careful in your recovery because it has been hard after this long layoff. On Instagram, just from the track team, Darcy Kuipers has been sharing her own experiences of selective mutism. So really would encourage everyone to head to the Instagram channel to see that. I think it's brilliant. Darcy's telling her story, also how athletics has really given her confidence and helped her. So it's wonderful that we have these channels now that are allowing club members to share their experiences and broaden understanding and really connect with people. So thank you, Darcy, for getting that out to the club on the BB. Sorry, you lost me there. This is the perils of doing a broadcast from Keston, of course. So sorry about that. I am back. I hope you can find me. We were just talking about Darcy and obviously her sharing her experiences on the social media channels. I just wanted to shout out to Holly Platt because she's done a fantastic makeover of the YouTube channel. Please head there to see the work that she's done on upgrading the thumbnails for the Harriers Live programme, for the President's News. There's some serious upskilling going on in the social media team, and it's really great that she's doing that. You can catch Holly this Sunday when she's in conversation with a man who loves to break the 2-metre rule. That's, of course, our own England high jumper Kelechi. So that's going to be a great conversation. Obviously, two YDLs YDL captains talking with each other this Sunday. Great programme last Sunday. Obviously, Tim Ayres talking to Steve Timmins. Really great local story, I thought, with Steve Timmins just explaining about, how important it was for him living as a youngster at the bottom of Meadway, to be able to just run across the road and head to the track, and all the benefits that he's got out of that. And clearly, he's done so well, obviously, with the British League, but his English schools career as well. So you can catch up. If you missed that one, you can catch that on the YouTube channel. Next week we do have a very, very large 300 club draw. It's one of the biggies with a top prize of £300. If you haven't got hold of one of Tony's balls yet, please head to Mike's website, because there's details there of how you can get hold of one. In the week, it's been great to see Chris Pike enjoying a run from the clubhouse, so a shout out to Chris. We also saw Nick Kingsley and Mob Match diehard Jim Phelan enjoying a bike ride. That was till one of their chains broke. And a final shout out to Ross Braden, who is celebrating his birthday today. I did say there was a couple of reasons why we're at Keston Common. The other reason, so I've obviously mentioned the pubs, but if you can see the trees behind me, on this site at Keston Common, there used to be an Italian prisoner of war camp, and you can find it by seeing the fruit trees that are planted over behind the trees over there. And that's the real reason we are here tonight, because surely Stan Ridgewell's favourite movie must be Escape to Victory, and of course Stan, you might doubt that because of his efforts with Liz earlier in the year, because it was something more like Beyond the Poseidon Adventure. But of course, Stan was celebrating his 70th birthday on Monday. So happy birthday, Stan, from everyone at the club, and especially your president. Really hope you're enjoying the rest of Royal Ascot Week. I know you're throwing yourself into that. And so great to be able to celebrate that birthday with you. Well, I do apologise for the break in President's News in the middle. It's going to be a split programme. We'll see how we can get that fixed and onto the YouTube channel. But great to catch up with everyone. Stay safe with your families, and we'll see you next week for more President's News. Goodbye from Keston Common. Good night.